Good afternoon, good morning. I'm not sure what time you will be watching this tutorial, but my name is Athlyn Ligia Lawrence, and I am a fashion designer, also an instructor. I teach sewing and fashion at Clayton State University and also at my center in Fayetteville and also online. Today we are going to talk about how to make a mask. With that, once that COVID virus started, I got the idea to make a mask. And when I started, I had the intention of just making a few masks to sell because my boutique was closed and I didn't have a job. But once I made the first set of masks, I think which was about 30, instead of selling it, we donated to the firemen, the sheriff's office, or to the nursing home. Since then, we have given to a lot of the first responders, doctors, nurses, even a group in the Air Force, because my son is in the Air Force, so I actually sent some masks out of the country for them. I wanted to just share how I go about making the face mask. I will have another tutorial that talks about how to make the mask by hand, because I know not everyone has a sewing machine, so I'm also going to teach maybe in another class how to make it by hand. But today we're going to focus on doing it on the machine. And even in the end, I want to make you an offer as well, because this tutorial is also going to give you the opportunity if you want to create your own mask business. The thing about this mask, they are not just for this virus that we have going on right now. This mask are made out of 100% cotton, and I actually have some instructions on there as well, which I'll put on close up that you can see. But this mask can be used any season. For people that have allergies, for even in the winter season. I used to live in Ohio, which was very cold, and I wish at that time I knew about these masks, because sometimes when I step out, it doesn't matter how much coconut oil, Vaseline, olive oil I put on my lips, they would still crack. If I had this mask, that would have really saved me a lot of pain. People that go hunting, you can also wear the mask, or even when, like for hairdressers, sometimes you're doing someone's hair and you don't want to smell the products, or just because you're close to the person, you can also use that. So this mask have the life of different ways that you can use it. It's also washable. It's 100% cotton, and it's very durable. So without any further ado, I'm going to go to the table and just show you the measurements and how we get the mask done. That way you can do your own mask as well. Okay, so here's the instruction. Well, this is just about the mask, how to take care of the mask and what the mask is made out, and the research that I did and the material that was recommended for the mask. This right here is just a 7 inch, it's 7 inches. I just made this because this is what I used to cut my elastic. And what you need for your mask, you're gonna need 2 pieces of fabric. This is pretty much measurement. In the packages that we're going to offer at the end, you will be able to have a prototype, which is just the pattern that you can use this for all your masks, and this is the standard size. And these are the two pieces of elastic that you will need. We are using 1/8 of an inch. You can also use a quarter inch as well. And as you see, this will be the mask. This is the pattern. And I've already cut 2 of the pieces that you're going to need. So this is the top part of the mask, and this is the right side. It's already cut, so we're just going to go ahead and sew it. And this other type of fabric I use is muslin. And I'm gonna just cut out a piece of this because this is a little too long, but I'll measure it first so we can make sure. These are some of the masks that have been finished. Right there. Oh, that's okay. This is the boning that we put over the nose in the mask as well. So let's measure this to make sure it's, so see, this is a little over 9 inches, so I'm just going to cut out a little piece. cut out a piece right here. I have some other scissors, I'm not sure where they are. But usually my real scissors, I could cut this in one shot. Okay. So now we have 9 by 6. These are the 2 pieces that you will need. And you want to make sure that when you stitch it the first time, that you're stitching it with the right side inside. You put the muslin over the top of the fabric. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take one piece of the elastic. It's going to go right here. Then I'm going to stitch over to this end. When I get to this end of the mask, I put the second piece of elastic here. So I'm going to stitch from here to here. Then I'm going to come down and I'm going to stitch over here. And with this stitch, I'm going to take the elastic, making sure it's flat on the inside. I'm going to put it this way. And we're going to continue stitching right here. Then I go over it and stitch to reach here. I will stop my needle here and go back and forth to lock the stitch. Then I'll skip over and go to this end, go all the way here, and do the same thing. Just lift up your fabric here, pull this piece, make sure it's flat, and then go over it. And then let me stitch that part, and then we can see when we put the second piece over it. So let's go to the sewing machine. So right now I'm just using a beige thread, both in the, I think beige and gray. Oh. But when I'm top stitching it, I might change the thread because this has a lot of red and black, so I might use a black thread. Can you see from here, Hope? So we place it right here and put this piece over it. Making sure to catch both of them. And then start stitching. And then most times I usually do a back stitch, go back and forward, because I know I'll be going over it again. I didn't even bother to do that. Come to the end, over this side here. So this is one end. You do the same thing over here. And I'm going to cut the excess fabric. It's a little off, but it's okay. And every time I go over it, I try to make sure I catch the elastic twice at least. All the way to the end. When you're about an inch away, you put it to the next corner and stitch it over. Then you go over it. And that's where you stop your stitch right here. Go back a little bit, come back forward, skip over, start the stitch, take it back and forward a little bit. All the way to the end. Do the same thing here, start from there. So there we go. I'm going to stitch it back then. You don't have to do that, but I think it was too close to the end. I don't want it to come out. And make sure the elastic doesn't get cut while you're sewing it. So this part is done. Now for the next part, I'm going to take the boning. Okay, pass me the boning, the black one. So this is about 6 inches. And it's just a soft wire that's in there. And these are washable as well. That's a good thing about you can wash them. So I place it right, you see this, we have the stitch right there. So I place it on top of the stitch. And then I go over it like this. I put on my zigzag stitch. Let me show them the zigzag. Right here we put the zigzag stitch, number 3. Oops. The stitch goes back and forth. And as you see, what this doing is covering that whole piece, that way it stays together. When you reach to the end, you try to go over it a couple times. Okay, so this is how this looks on this side, and this is the piece over there. The next step, you turn it inside out. And this is very flexible, so you can turn it in and out. So I'm just trying to straighten out the corners right now, the end right now where I have the boning, to make sure it sews really well. Then you can go ahead and press it before you go to the next step, but usually I just flatten it. But for you that's just starting off, you might want to iron it to make sure all the parts are together, because sometimes I control it while I sew it. So this is pretty much the first part. I think I'm gonna just leave that thread. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, this is the part with the boning. This is where it's open. So this is the bottom of the mask. This is the top of the mask. So when you're using fabric that have prints or names, be very careful that you put it in the right direction. Otherwise, your names are going to be upside down. So I start right over here, right over the elastic. And then I do a straight stitch. So I took the zigzag stitch out. Now we're doing a straight stitch. And I do the stitch. I go all the way across. Until I get really close to the end. Then I turn it back to a zigzag stitch. And I zigzag over it because I want to make sure it catches the elastic, because you don't want when you pull the elastic for it to come out. The stitch got a little messed up here, so I'm going to just fix this. Okay. So now this is another important part. I'm going to make 3 pleats there. What you would want to do, you'd want to do that, I thought I had another one. You would want to do that before you do that part of it. But because it's something that I do continuously, I just go ahead and stitch it without pinning it up. But I'm going to show you how you can to pin up the stitches. Sorry. I mean, pin up the pleats. So this is one without the pleats. Right here, you fold it over. And then you can use, sometimes you can do just 2, like 1 and 2 pleats, but I'm going to make, I think I'm going to make 2 in this one. So right here, you see the fold, it's just folded down, and you would want to pin it right here, and do the same thing here, fold it down, pin it over here. So before you sew it, this is what it would look like. But I'm just going to do it right on here without pinning it. So I just fold it over. And the more you practice making them, the more you realize that you don't need to pin anything. And I'm using the zigzag stitch, and I'm going to go over it. I need to change my needles, not very sharp. So So I'm doing just 2 pleats in that one. Make sure the needle is in the fabric because you don't want when you start pulling the pleats to pull it out. Lift this up a little. And then I'm going to just continue stitching it till I get to the end. When I get to this end, we turn the stitch. You can zigzag all over it if you like. You can straight stitch all over it. It's all up to you how you want to do it. But this is the way that I do it so that it's reinforced. And see right there we have the fold. You want to make sure this is folded inside because we're going to stitch over the space. And we are using 100% cotton. And the muslin is also 100%. And you can also search about the muslin fabric as well. When I'll be offering a course for people that want to start their own mask business, I'm going to tell you more about it. But in one of the ebooks, or it might be a printed book that I will have, it will also talk about the muslin fabric and the origin of the muslin fabric, what it is used for, cotton fabric, and all the different things. So once you register for the class, you'll also get that information, or you can also go online as well. I'm just gonna go back and stitch over this because I had cut out the stitch, so this is not a normal thing. You see how the needle does not want to move that much because it needs changing. So you want to, even as the person that's sewing, you want to make sure that you change your needle regularly enough. But sometimes I don't remember exactly when I put it. So when it starts giving me trouble, then I change it. What I do after that, I go over the zigzag, the end of it, and I put a straight stitch. Again, just the reinforcement. When I get down here, I love the stitch, going back and forth. Do the same thing. Let's cut this out. On this side. Stitch it back and forth. Cut here. Just cut out all your threads. So it doesn't take very long. Once you get the hang of it, and once you've been doing it for a while, you know you can cut it. And this is the mask. I have my microphone on, so it might be tough to put it on, but see, there we go. Maybe towards and I'll put it back on. So I'm going to talk to you real quick about the opportunity. One, I have put a package together, and I also have like the instruction book that goes with it as well. I'm sorry if you notice that my glasses is broken. There's new ones coming in the mail. I just ordered some new ones because mine broke. But anyway, I have the package together. We have 2 separate packages where you can buy a package for $99 or for $199. In that package, you're going to get 5 masks. So you get the 5 pieces, the top pieces, let's say like, and it's going to be different pieces. So you might get 5 different top pieces of cotton fabric and 5 pieces of the muslin fabric. And you will be able to put the mask together yourself with all the instructions. Each mask, you'll get the elastic that's needed for each mask. You'll also get an extra one, which is a sample for which you have to cut it on. So it's you might either get an extra mask or just the paper that's cut out. That way you can use that for your mask all the time. Let me show you the paper. Sorry. There we go. So this is just what the sample looks like. And it says it's 6 inches by 9 inches. And this is a 7, the measurement for the elastic. And these are just instructions. So when you go to the website, which is right on here, It's www.legairbranddltd.com. We will have these classes today. We might be able to put it on there today, but we'll have it there so you can pick either the one that's $99 or you can pick the one that's $199. You get 10 masks in that order. The cool thing about this mask that have this the sports mask, we're selling for $20. The regular ones, I think these are all specialty ones, are $14.99. So even with the one that has 10 masks, you make your money right back. You can, once you sew them, put them together, right there, then you get your money. But then that's a business that you can start. And remember I said that this mask are not just for now, because of the COVID-19. It's masks that you can, it's a business that you can do ongoingly, a business that masks you can make it for any occasion. I'm even thinking you can make it for brides, you can make lace ones, pretty much the sky is the limit for the designs and styles that you can make for your mask business. And we've already put the package together for you where everything is already in there. All you have to do is get more fabric and use the prototype, the pattern to make your mask, and the instructions that I just gave you there. We'll also have the instruction in the ebook, or if we have to ship a book to you as well, the instructions will also be in there. So it's a win-win situation. You can, now that with everything that we're going through right now, you'll be able to start your own business. Or even for a teenager, that's even a gift that you can give to a young person. You can give to a young girl that wants to have her own business. The other cool thing about it, I said it from the beginning when I started, we also have a charity which is called Restore to Empower, and we work with underprivileged youth and women that have been abused, so we give back a lot to the community. But the information is right on here too, about our charity. Let's see if you can see it. So this is about Restore to Empower. And when you go to the website, you can see all this information. And this is about me. These are some of the things that I do. I'm a public speaker. I've also written and published 3 books, working on the 4th. I also teach sewing and fashion. And my husband and I have our own business. I think back there you can see the sign. And these are some of the different things that we offer there. And our new Imagine Me movement is that our new TV show that's going to be coming on. It's an Imagine Me movement, helping those who feel lost, hopeless, and forgotten to believe again, empowering our communities to reach for their dreams, developing skills, coaching, and mentoring, sewing and fashion classes, event planning and hosting, health and wellness, natural holistic services, empowerment workshop, lifestyle balancing, mind, body, and spirit. Imagine me, imagine you. If I can do it, you can do it. So that's one of the things that we do to empower people. So back to what I was saying about the mask, and I totally forgot where I was. Oh, when I started, because I lost my job, my business is closed right now. We actually have a center, and that's why we do all these different things. But since in March, everything shut down, and my husband actually went away to, see his first grandchild. And it so happened that something tragic happened, and it wasn't because of COVID that the family member died. It was just a sudden death. So he ended up getting stuck in the island where he went to. So right now he's still there, and this is like 6 or 8 weeks, I don't even know. I lost track of time because we're now in April. And he went there in March, and I'm understanding he might not be back until June. So it's real crazy right now. And so I had to figure out what am I going to do. So I started making this mask to sell. But the first set that I made, I actually just gave them out. I gave out some to the fire department. I gave out some to the sheriff's office, to the nursing home. We've sent to New York, to doctors. We've given to nurses, just in a lot of different places. Then the mayor office called me and said, we need about 50 or 75 masks, and I had to get some of that together, and we do it for free. Then the sheriff's office called me again. They needed some masks as well, and I think I made about 25 to send to them as well. And my last project I just made, which I was really proud of, is I made some to send all the way to, well, it's out of the country. I'm not going to tell you who my son is, but I had to send it to him because he's in the Air Force, so sent for him and his Air Force buddy. So I'm saying all this to say, even if you don't want to do it as a business to sell, you can also do it as a charity. You can open your own mask business and do it as a charity where you can give it out to the nursing home, to the hospital, to different places, because this is actually, we follow the guidelines given by the CDC that said that you could make a cloth mask. I'm just going to read this to you. Say, our uniquely designed fashionable masks are formulated in accordance with best recommendation for cloth mask production to aid in reducing the community's speed of the COVID-19. Our masks are very comfortable, breathable, and washable. These masks are not intended to replace good hygiene or personal distances, but rather offer an added resource. Touching of the face while wearing or not wearing your mask should be avoided. Medical chief Opart Karnkawinpong suggests people with low-risk COVID-19 infection should use muslin fabric, cotton or 100% cotton fabric to make masks. Our masks are made of 100% cotton and lined with the muslin. Like I showed you before, this is the cotton fabric and this is the muslin. So we went according to the guidelines. This is not recommended for children under 2 years old. And it's very easy to take care of. You can, you can soak in warm water, just rinse it and hand dry it. For women, you may get some lipstick on there. What I do with mine, I will put some soap on there and then just kind of brush it out and then just rinse it. Or I've just thrown it in the wash, and even if the little wire that's in it is very pliable, it's not going to break. So that's an easy way to do it. And again, you can get all this information at www.legairbrandltd.com. And my email address, if you want to shoot me an email, is info@legairbrandltd.com. INFOLEGAIR brandltd.com. And let me put on a mask. And I'm also wearing one of my pants. So see. So I have a lot of designs. I have over 500 designs. I'll also have a Sewn and Fashion online class. We're still working on getting it all together. So the thing about this mask, even when you have it on, it is not a problem for you to talk. So you see my, my speech did not change. I know some of the other masks that even when I worked, because I worked in the nursing field as well. I'm not a nurse. I actually went to study nursing school, but didn't finish because that's not what I wanted to do. But I've always worked in the hospital and with private homes. And when we put on those masks, sometimes it was really hard to talk with. These are not that way. These are so breathable. They're so comfortable. You're walking about it, you don't realize that you're wearing a mask. So thank you for tuning in. Please like my channel, share this video, and help me grow my channel, because I want to be able to come on there and give you guys a lot of other sewing projects that we have that I usually do on Facebook Live. You can also follow me on Facebook. It's Arthlene Legair Lawrence, ARTHLENE Legair Lawrence, and I'm on Instagram. So please share this, subscribe, and invite your friends. Thank you very much, and you have a really great day. Remember to stay home, stay safe. Thank you.